and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social culture and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Good morning, lovely listeners of Ghana Talks Radio. This is the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. And this is the news headline review. Here we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news. From business to politics, from sports to entertainment, we got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspectives on issues that matter to you every morning, right here on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. As usual, I remain your host, Ruth Esenam Fiagbedu. And joining me this morning is Miss Regina Bless, Yellow Sissy. Miss Regina, how are you doing?
I'm good, you.
I'm tired, but I'm fine. You know, we are still on the grind. Before day here.
I know, right?
Yeah, let's see. What's up for the weekend? Tomorrow is the weekend. Though.
Yeah.
No, in fact, the weekend literally starts today.
Now.
This morning now, the weekend has started. Any preparation, any spa dates, and I said,
no, I have a lot of things to do. Yeah.
Please, can I be a PA?
Oh yeah, sure you can.
Thank you so much. I like your goggles.
Oh, thank you.
Your chin chin.
Thank you.
No. Okay. It's a Friday, so happy yourself. Why? Producer, how are you? Okay. Let's dive into our major news items for this morning. Stop mining lease renewals for foreign companies. IEA to government. The Institute of Economic Affairs is pushing for an end to the renewal of mining leases for foreign companies, insisting that such leases must be transitioned to Ghanaian ownership. The policy think tank welcomed the government's recent decision to cut lease duration from 30 to 15 years, but said it was disappointed that 3 foreign-owned firms, Newmont's Golden Reach Limited, Gateway Exploration Limited, and GBF Associates Ghana Limited, had their leases renewed without a clear roadmap for Ghanaian takeover. A senior fellow at the IEA, Dr. E.O. Osei, said the institute recognized Parliament's ratification of a special 1-year non-renewal lease granted to Boston Goldfields Limited. He explained that the measure was aimed at ensuring a smooth handover of the Danman mine from Goldfields to the government of Ghana. He said, While our preference was for a complete halt to any further leases to foreign entities and the immediate assumption of local ownership of our natural resources, we acknowledge the government's effort to grant a 1-year lease with strict non-renewable terms as a transitional measure, Dr. Osei said. He added, however, that the renewal of 3 other leases at the same time without a plan for transition was a disappointing development, as it represents yet another missed opportunity to reclaim ownership of our natural resources and channel them towards the sustainable development of our country. The IEA argued that despite more than a country of commercial mining, Ghana has gained little from its mineral wealth. Dr. Osei said, after more than a century of engaging foreign entities in commercial mining under colonial era contract frameworks, Ghana has yet to realize meaningful economic transformation from its mineral wealth. He pointed out that the state of the country and the low returns from gold exports were evidence of this. In 2024, Ghana's total gold exports reached $11.6 billion, but the government earned only $2.3 billion, less than 20% of the value. And that was coming from IEA Dr. Osei, who is a senior fellow right there. Now, what does this mean? The Institute of Economic Affairs is asking government to stop renewing mining leases for foreign companies and instead ensure that Ghanaian companies take over these mines. So they should stop mining leases to these foreign companies and then ensure that Ghanaians take over these companies. They welcome government decision to cut lease periods from 30 years to 15 years, but they are unhappy that companies like Newmont, Gateway, and GBF Associates Ghana Limited still got lease renewal. So that means there's a loophole right there. Corruption, Abim. The IEA says Ghana has been mining gold for over 100 years, yet the country has gained very little wealth from it. For example, in 2024, Ghana exported $11.6 billion worth of gold, but received only $2.3 billion. That is less than 20%. They believe that this is why Ghana struggles to raise enough money for development, even though it is rich in minerals. Miss Eugenia,
Yeah.
how do you feel about this? They said don't lease to foreign companies, but rather transition it to the Ghanaians so that when the money come, it will come straight up to us. But
when you were reading, the foreigners made about, I think you said they made about 11. And Ghana only had a share of 2.3
billion Ghana cedis. $2.3 billion US. That is just 20%. We that they came to mine in our land. We got just 20% of that money.
The last time someone was saying that some of these foreigners said they own the gold. In fact, they own Africa. They own the minerals that we have. See, Africa shouldn't be one of the countries that should lack. Or should I say, Africa shouldn't be one of the countries that should be seen as how is it, a poverty-stricken country. Yes, let me put it that way, because we are blessed with minerals from gold, bauxite, and other things, from oil and other things, but we are not utilizing them. These foreigners have to leave their country, come right there into our country, and suck us dry. Then they leave and make good use of it, and at the end of the day we end up buying from them. That same thing that they took from our country, we end up buying from them. Let's take cocoa for example. We are not utilizing our cocoa very well. True. Our cocoa beans, we are not utilizing it.
That's very true.
Cocoa can be used for a whole range of products, but they are not doing what they are supposed to do. Rather, after suffering, harvesting, they sell it off to these people at a cheaper price. Then these people would process it. The end product will be brought to us to buy it at a high price, which doesn't make sense. So with what the IEA is saying, I agree totally. It's the right call in the right direction. They need to cut these people off. But let's ask ourselves, are they willing to cut these people off? Because we are feeding from them. They are automatically doing everything for us. Should I say they are spoon feeding us? Then you cut these people off. And the one way not to diverse. Using LGBTQ plus, for example. A lot of calls were like, we shouldn't approve to this, because when we approve to this, these countries wouldn't give us loan again, blah 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 blah. And it's true. It's the same thing they are applying here. If you want to cut these people off, there are lots of benefits that they wouldn't get. It will be like when you even go into their country, they'll accept you with so much should I say with so much hostility. They wouldn't accept you in a good way because you've cut them off. But it is the good thing to do. Burkina Faso is now a country of its own. It is not being ruled by any other external affairs. It is being ruled by not the owner, but the president of that country.
The president of that
making
country.
sure that they are doing what they are supposed to do. He doesn't take loan. He doesn't make sure that any foreign external forces interfere in their issues, blah blah blah. Even got to a point where they had to hire someone to take him off because he's doing the right thing. See, you always become a threat to people if they know, say, why doing a befie. And Burkina Faso, for example, why doing a befie? I can say in Ghana and other African countries, we will also start thinking. We will also have that sense. Ghana is how many years now?
I think 60.
69 you said then.
Yeah.
And all caught 70.
70.
And
yeah.
in Ghana here, 70 should be your... No, not 70. I think you should be retired at some age. According to the law, you should be retired at some age.
70.
70. Next year, you're at 70. You are still borrowing. You are still doing things that as a country who is about to retire, you are not supposed to do. You are still doing it. So what the IEA is saying is very true. They need to forget about these foreign companies and rather invest in these local companies. We have a lot of local mining sectors.
Yeah,
right
we
in
do.
We have a lot. We have Obuasi Gold. We have other ones. I think Ibrahim Mahama also have one.
Yeah.
EMP something. He also have it. Why not invest in these people? At the end of the day, the resources is staying right here in Ghana.
Or could it be that they don't trust that Ghana can handle the mining sector very well, simply because you see these foreign investors or maybe mining companies, they actually have these big machines that they can use to mine, unlike we Ghanaians that we don't have that resources or maybe that money to invest in those kind of like equipment or even tools to mine responsibly. Could that also be a factor? That is why they still went ahead to lease the mining land to these people to still continue, rather than transition from the foreign mining companies to the Ghanaian mining companies.
If we keep on making excuses, we will continue to slag behind.
So you think we should just start
Take the
with
risk.
and start with what we have?
Exactly. When it comes to business, it's all about risk, taking risk, and also the profits that comes with it. You don't expect that once you start a business, all you do is profit. Even with the big institutions right here in Ghana, they still face 1 or 2 losses at a time. So if we continue to make excuses for these people, trust me, we wouldn't move on as a country. I always say that there are certain decisions that we take at we take decisions at a point where all resources are no longer available to us. The little you have, why not use that little to start up something? Little by little, step by step. You don't just wake up and do it boom. these foreigners didn't start like that. They also started at a point.
Yeah,
you move from 0, then you move to 1, then you move to 2. That is how it is done. And see, trust me, the government of Ghana, they have the resources to purchase whatever machines they need. They know that if you know that this business you are venturing into, at the end of the day, it will yield you results. Even if you are supposed to touch your savings, you touch it. So I'm not comfortable with us making excuses for the country. We are tired of that. And omweni abayin omweni and chibiako 17 omweni, honestly. So I think this is not the time for us to be making excuses for them that they don't have the machines, but they have other money to do other things. See, the excavators they even seize from these people, at the end of the day, what do they do to you? They burn it. Why do you burn such machines? Machines that can be repurposed into other things. Excavator machines is not only for mining. It's for other industrial purposes. It's for other construction purposes. So why then do you burn this? Charm fines. You burn it. Why?
I think they are banning those ones because those people don't have the license to mine legally.
So if you and someone goes to steal from someone, and at the end of the day, the police retrieve the money that has been stolen, do they burn it? They don't burn it.
So what do you think the government should rather do to these excavators they are
It
banning?
can be repurposed for the benefit of the country rather than burning it. It can be repurposed, honestly. Excavators is not only for mining purposes, it's for other construction purposes. You can keep it and use it. Even if it's of no use today, trust me, another time will come you would need that machine. Let's take cannabis for example. There's drugs and other things they see. At times it's good to burn these things, but other times it's not good.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, even in law in Ghana here, some of our drugs are infused with these things, and it's good. You can use this cannabis for what is it called, hair products. Then you go to a friend, because I've done it before. You go to a friend and oshiwi, me pe we kakra. Now the we now friend kutono, because all person won't na the efu. So you can repurpose all these things into something useful, but that doesn't mean that we should indulge or allow it. So back to the IEA thing. See, we need the money as a country. When foreign investors come into our country, we need to make good use of them. But we are not making good use of them. We are rather giving to them. They are not giving to us. The little they are giving to us is the taxes and 1 or 2 things we are getting from them. Whereas whatever they are getting is from our country. So why not invest into your country and reap what you sowed? So I think it's high time the government consider this. They should stop leasing these things to these foreigners and lease it to the local companies right here in Ghana. Because at the end of the day, whatever that is made here in Ghana stays here in Ghana for the development of the country.
So, and Dr. Osel equally mentioned that if these foreign companies, these foreign mining companies are being transitioned to Ghanaians, that money is going to stay in the country for us to use for developmental projects and then all of that. Do you think indeed if this transition should take place, we are going to see the evidence of the mining in our society or communities?
We will definitely see the mining, the benefit of it. But let's ask ourselves, see, there's a 50-50 chance to this. With the local ones we have right here, aside they employing some Ghanaians, what are the developmental projects or infrastructures they were able to help the government with.
Even with the foreign companies in some of these communities, what developmental projects have they done for those communities?
That is the main reason why they are calling for the transition of these people in for them to give it to the local companies right in Ghana. Into foreigners in because for them we know that they are not we are not getting anything from them. To the local people here that are doing that same job, what have they contributed to the growth of the economy? What have they contributed in terms of developmental projects? That is what we need to ask ourselves. Because we can't say that these people are not getting money. They are getting the money, but what are they doing? We always use galamsey for example. That a galamseyer wouldn't just wake up one day and go into a community and start mining, but rather they have an interaction with the chief or any intermediary who is supposed to deal for them.
Yeah.
And as that chief, what are you benefiting? You are benefiting a lot from these people. But as that chief that you are benefiting, what are you also doing for your community? Because a lot of galamseyers or a lot of mining activities, illegal activities that goes on in such communities, if you study, they also lack a whole lot of social amenities.
Yes, very true.
Their roads are bad. Some people don't even have electricity. Others don't have schools, health facilities. But there are mining activities going on there.
Right.
And they are, the proceeds of it are being enjoyed by the chiefs only. So if you want to overhaul this thing, we need to start with ourselves
first, from the grassroots.
Exactly. So we have a lot of local mining companies. At least the only thing I know they've done is to employ people. When it comes to our community, our society, what have they done to help?
What have they done to help?
And before they put this on paper, first off, Ghana law is only attractive on paper but not practicalized. I think it is high time they also draft a contract with these people that, when you are mining, at the end of the day, either 30% or 20% needs to come to the government. Or even if you wouldn't come to the government, you need to make sure that at least you are able to construct one health facility in that community that you are mining. But no, they are not doing it that way. But rather they are enjoying it themselves. They are making so gold no the gold is for everyone.
Yeah, it's for the country.
It's for the country.
So everyone is supposed to benefit from it.
But no, we have selfish politicians, self-centered individuals and top officials in power. I think that is in our next story.
Yeah. All right, so let me just dive straight into that. Mohammed's response on Galamsey fight disappointing. GCAG. The Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey has criticized President John Dramani Maham's response to the country's ongoing illegal mining crisis, describing his comments during Wednesday's presidential media encounter as uninspiring and failing to reflect the urgency of the environmental emergency facing the nation. Speaking at the Jubilee House on September 10th, President Mahama defended his administration's decision not to declare a state of emergency in the fight against illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey. He argued that existing laws already grant the government sufficient authority to combat the menace and that a state of emergency should be a last resort. We have the opportunity to arrest anybody, to confiscate any such thing, the laws for forest protection, and all that give us enough powers to be able to act, the president said. However, in a release issued Thursday, September 11th, the GCAG expressed deep disappointment in the president's position, accusing him of downplaying the severity of what they called unprecedented environmental terrorism. The president's statement did not convey the urgency required in the fight to rid this country of environmental tourism, the coalition stated. His posture downplays a crisis that has polluted over 60% of water bodies with heavy metals, displaced thousands of farmers, and devastated forest reserves. The group also pushed back on President's assertion that police forces struggled to distinguish legal from illegal miners, describing the withdrawal of the IGP's men as misplaced. Though not perfect, the police had brought the situation under control. We challenged the presidency to name a single licensed small-scale mining entity operating responsibly, the statement said. And this is coming from the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey, and they are criticizing President John Dramani Mahama's recent statement on illegal mining. At a media encounter, the president said there was no need to declare a state of emergency, arguing that current laws has already given the government the power to act. But GCA disagrees, saying this response is weak and uninspiring given the scale of the crisis. They describe Galamsey as environmental tourism that has polluted over 60% of our water bodies with dangerous metals such as the mercury, destroyed forests, and displaced thousands of farmers who are planting food crops for human consumption. These people have been displaced as a result of Galamsey. They also criticized the withdrawal of police forces from Galamsey site, insisting law enforcement was helping to control the solution. Ms. Regina, they have actually asked the police officers to withdraw from these Galamsey sites simply because they are insisting that there are actually laws that are enforced to control the situation. And in this article, I also read that the police officers are also finding it difficult to differ between the legal miners and the illegal miners. How is that possible? Are we really serious about the fight against Galamsey? Because if police officers are not even able to differ between legal miners and illegal miners, then how can we fight this fight? Because I believe that if we are fighting this fight, that is where it should start from. So that you know that this particular area, you don't have to go there because they have the license and the mandate to mine, because they have the necessary documentation and they pass the right procedures to get the license to mine in that particular areas. And then you have to go for the illegal miners who are using the inappropriate means to destroy our water bodies, our forest reserve, and displace farmers and even people from their communities. Are we really serious about this? So the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey, they said they are disappointed about President John Dramani Mahama's response, because if my memory serves me right, when these people were in opposition, some judge emphatically said on TV that within a week they can stop Galamsey. But here we are today. They've been in power for how many months now? I think 9 months if I'm not mistaken, and still we are fighting Galamsey. In as much as they've put a situation under control, as the statement read. But this is actually a fight that we need to fight both for both, and strict measures and strict action need to be taken to fight the menace. Are we really ready for this fight?
Okay, so are we really ready for this fight?
Oh yes.
When it comes to the country or individuals, I would say we are not ready for this fight. But when it comes to President Mahama, for him, I would say that he is ready for the fight. We always say that when you want something to an overhaul of something, or you are trying to sort out something, it starts from our mentality, our personality, and how we think and how we maneuver our way through it. So Galamsey, in a way, is bad. Not in a way, in fact, Galamsey is bad. But these individuals involved in Galamsey, are they ready to stop it? And even if they are ready to stop it, the people, the forces behind them are even encouraging them the more. We've seen instances. See, involving in illegal mining is a crime. It is a crime. But these individuals no longer fear. In fact, they've lost that fear. Whether I'll be arrested or not arrested, they've lost that fear. Because a galamsey is bold enough to take a phone, record. Say, mi jai galamsey na mi kodi den. Galamsey ni ebeko swaye. Yepeko swaye, muntumi nye ye foko. Another person would be able to take a phone and threaten government officials and police officers that if you don't know and you come to our site, he would even go as far as showing you an armed gun. Say one way, two way, some mobile, you be shutumo. A galamsey is bold enough to have a clash between police officers and themselves, beating police officers. And we are ready for galamsey fight. We are not ready because these people have the vim. They have that powerful force backing them. And during the media engagement with President Mahama, he said that under his new administration, he has not given any new license to mining companies. And I think that is also a good step to end galamsey. But it is not strong and effective enough to end it.
It's not enough.
And also to the lawmakers, the Environmental Protection Agency are the ones supposed to give these people the go ahead to mine. Because they are the one protecting our agency. They are the one protecting our environment. Even their name talks for itself. But what are they doing? See, it looks like these big stakeholders involved in the fight of galamsey are silent. They are not doing what they are supposed to do. They've gone mute. Say, "Omudi super glue na someone no. Sesikana edi someone no." You wouldn't know. I wouldn't say that what the response President Mahama gave was a vague one, but I think in a way it's considerable because he just gained power 4 months, just January. But the main reason why we are blaming them is for their comments they made during the opposition.
Exactly.
As he said, Sam George and co, they sat on media, national television, on their pages to say a whole lot of things under the past administration because of galamsey. Let me use the past administration for example. Ononso so opposition, ononso then awanka. Nanado, he also said things. I remember vividly. So he posted on his either one of his social media accounts saying that even if he's supposed to put his presidency on the line to end galamsey, he would do it. But now, so no, did he put his presidency on the line? He didn't. He was rather enjoying from us. He didn't put his presidency on the line. So this is a political gimmick. These politicians are taking us for granted. They know that, oh, if I'm in opposition, let me say sweet words. At the end of the day, these people will base on that sweet words and vote for me. They will vote for me because the words are so sweet. They said that 1 week they will end galamsey. That is an unrealistic approach. Because honestly, it is unrealistic. Can you use 1 week to end galamsey?
Oh no.
It is not a starting of something. This is a menace that has started, that has matured, that has grown. The baby also with the 1 week and a beja. It is not possible. Let's attribute it to a young man who is not ready to take the a bad mentality out of his mind. Say a woman is supposed to be in the kitchen. Finimo frase and on the atitano. Do you think say when ye our cosque and obey Sardine finish? It will take a whole lot of persuasion and a whole lot of education to make sure that these people take off that mentality out of their mind. The same applies to galamsey. Before galamsey is eradicated, as President Mahama said, it will take a long time. It's a step by step.
It's a step by step.
You can't use months. You can't use 1 year, 2 years to end it. as you are trying to end it, inculcate effective measures to make sure that you end galamsey. When we look at the petty laws in regards to galamsey, you need to make sure that when you are being arrested, those people face a jail term. But currently, since they passed to this current administration, no one has been jailed for galamsey. No one.
Oh, some people have been jailed.
Some people have been jailed for
in
galamsey.
in this new administration.
Madam Aisha, the only thing we are hearing,
They've been arrested.
Bail.
They've been arrested.
Bail. And arrest doesn't mean you are going to jail.
Yeah, doesn't mean you're going to jail.
Arrest, bail. And even that bail they are taking, what are they using their money for? Some people take 100,000, 50,000, 5,000. That money, what they getting? It should be channeled into the fight against galamsey. But no. We have existing laws currently that you would face up to 15, 20 years, 5 years in prison if you are caught indulging in galamsey. But no, because we have top politicians, top officials who are supporting these people. There are forces behind them. So it will be very difficult to end it. So as I said, it boils down to our mentality. And President Mahama also needs to make sure that he investigates his officials, the people around him. See, I said, they need to make sure that he investigates people around him. Because if you personally you are trying to stop corruption, and the people around you are indulging in corruption, the fight against corruption will be very difficult. I can't pinpoint out one person, say this person is doing galamsey, is involved in galamsey, this person is involved in galamsey and all that. We heard of instances where we heard of some politicians involved in galamsey. Some people even own mining companies.
Exactly.
What are they doing about this? So for galamsey, it will not take a month. It wouldn't take a year. It will take time, considerable time, before they end galamsey. So, in a way, I agree with them that the response he gave is kind of not good.
Yeah,
but that's the best response he can give.
But I'm still waiting. At what point do they want the galamsey issue to get to before they call it a state of emergency?
The galamsey, before you call a state of emergency, you need to make sure that you have exhausted the resources you have. Maybe first is to arrest these people. Secondly is to confiscate the machines. Maybe third is to take these people to court. Maybe fourth is to make sure that you speak to these people, blah 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 blah. It's a step by step. It's like mechanism. It's a channel of power or BB power.
Yeah. Chain.
It's like a pyramid, chain of power. Exactly. Yeah. You need to move from one step, the second step, the third step, the fourth step. When all resources are being exhausted, that is where the state of emergency comes in, because you've tried everything. But you can't just wake up and just declare state of emergency. It is not done that way. Have they exhausted the other resources they have within their power? They've not.
So I think people should. So in that way, are you suggesting that people should come down with pressuring the government to call it a state of emergency? No, we can't come down,
because I think yesterday we read in the news that very soon we start importing water. We can't come down. This is an issue way beyond calm down. The galamsey we are seeing is an incarnation. Galamsey no wabo abrewanya akokra no owo ho, because for how many years now galamsey people are dying because of galamsey. Were we not sitting here when we saw a video of a galamseya being buried alive? Rene Bueguneso. And he was being digged out. Yeah.
So if people are still dying, then why then do you still have to, indulge yourself in something that you know that is it's a 50-50. There's a probability if you leave the house and then you go there, you're going to come back safe, or there's a probability that you might end up in one of your rooms in heaven.
The only excuse they will give is no jobs.
No job. I think during the media engagement, President John Dramani Mahama mentioned that they are putting some things in place to create jobs for these people. So that should tell you that, in a way, they feel they haven't exhausted all the resources, as you mentioned, like creating jobs for these people before sacking them from the site. But that doesn't mean that you should still give these people the go-ahead or the upper hand to still engage in illegal mining.
They are destroying our environment.
And I feel the excuses are becoming too much.
It's becoming too much.
But do you think it was a good idea for the government to withdraw the security agencies, such as the police, from those areas and allow the law to work? You and I know that we have beautiful laws, but the enforcement is the problem.
Yes.
And right now, I remember the IGP allocating some police officers to these communities that are heavily and illegal mining. But right now, reading a statement from the news, it says that these police officers have been withdrawn. Do you think it was a good idea at all to tell these people to come back? Because if I'm not mistaken, I think within the week, or not within the week necessarily, but I saw on social media that these task force that have been taxed to even go and make sure that the situation is being managed, or they make sure that these people stop the galamsey and all of that, are even engaging in galamsey themselves. And these galamseyers are even bribing this task force.
The fight against galamsey is not only for the police. So I think it's understandable that they are being withdrawn. If I'm an institution and the other institutions who are supposed to automatically, they are policy makers who are supposed to help are not doing it. And now NIPA, one institution, Pena Jumano. And at the end of the day, some of these police officers are dying in result to that.
Yes, we've seen some police
line of action.
Drown, some being shot, and
all of that.
They'll
need to withdraw them. And according to my research here, we have about 8 institutions that needs to fight this galamsey. First off, Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. They make policy on mining and natural resources. They oversee the fight against illegal mining. We have the Minerals Commission. Regulate and issue mining licenses. Monitors mining activities to ensure they follow the law. EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, ensures mining does not destroy the environment, approves or rejects environmental permits for mining. We have Water Resources Commission, protect rivers and water bodies, stops mining in rivers and their catchment areas. Forestry Commission, protects forest reserves, prevents illegal mining in forests. Ghana Police Service and Ghana Armed Forces enforce laws against galamsey, arrest offenders and protect tax forces. Attorney General's Department and the courts prosecute people who are caught doing galamsey, ensure offenders are punished according to the law. And lastly, district and local assemblies monitor communities, report and prevent galamsey in local areas.
So if we have all these 8 agencies who are supposed to help us tackle the issue of galamsey, why then is it that we've seen barely like 3 to 4 agencies just working to tackle this issue?
I wouldn't even say, aside mining, the Water Commission and also the police, these are only the 3 people I have seen that they are working. The rest, nothing. They are not doing anything. First off, I think we need to start with the district assemblies, these local people.
Exactly.
You are in that local community. You are trying to tell me that when this operation started, you didn't see for you to report them to the right people, for them to be arrested. See, these people are being paid off. We saw videos where a police officer was in the midst of galamseyers and they were chatting, they were chit-chatting. As a police officer, the moment you see it, whether you are in uniform, you are not in uniform, you need to arrest these people. But they were seen chatting with these people. That should tell us something. That should send us a signal. Either they've been bribed or they've been silenced. Because when to me can't say, hey, Ghana Armed Forces ni ena ojina ho.
Ena
yes sir. No.
Look at what happened to the health minister when he was saying, just shaking the hand of Raf when the whole incident happened. The way we roasted him.
We will roast him. So with the fight of Galamsey, they need strategic, effective measure. It doesn't only boil down to arrest. But I think it's high time they also use one person as a deterrent. Arrest and detain that person. Say, 10 years ago, someone can steal. I'm not encouraging stealing, but someone can just steal 1 CD, 20 CDs, 1,000 CDs, 2,000 CDs, and be arrested and jailed for 20, 30 years. Compared to someone who is destroying the land, our environment, our natural resources. You are destroying them. You see, at the end of the day, electricity, you are destroying it.
Exactly.
And that person, at the end of the day, is being arrested, just arrested and billed on a huge sum of money. We are selling our dignity, we are selling our integrity as a country.
Yeah.
See, it will be like this. These foreigners are not watching us. But I think just this year, we saw BBC and other big media houses foreign in other countries, they were documenting on Galamsey. And we are here. We are joking as a country.
That's very sad. So with the issue of Galamsey, we are still fighting as boot for boot. And we are expecting that our authorities will put strategic measures in place to help us fight the issue of Galamsey. Some people on social media are saying that President John Dramani Mahama helped us solve Doomso, and then he's going to make sure that he's going to help solve Galamsey as well. Well, let's see how it goes. All right, moving on to our next news item. Bawumia proposes constituency-based budgeting model for Ghana. Former Vice President and New Patriotic Party flag bearer hopeful Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has outlined a new proposal to overhaul Ghana's budgeting system, pleading a more localized and transparent approach to development financing. Speaking on the campaign trail in the Ashanti region on Thursday, September 11th, Dr. Bawumia said his plan would move Ghana away from the current national-centered framework toward a constituency-based budgeting model. He explained, "I am bringing a new model to our budgeting framework in Ghana. I want us to move from the current framework to a constituency-based framework. With this, every constituency will be featured in the budget, and the management of that budget will come at the constituency level," he explained. He added that the proposed system would ensure development funds and contracts are directly tied to constituencies, ensuring transparency, accountability, and impact. So, when we are awarding a contract, you will know that it is coming straight to your constituency so that you manage it from there. That will help elevate each constituency to drive development for all of us, Dr. Bawumia said. Now, what does this mean? Dr. Bawumia is proposing a constituency-based budgeting system for Ghana instead of the current national level budget. His idea is for each constituency to have its own budget allocation, with funds and projects directly managed at the constituency level. According to him, this would improve transparency and accountability, ensure fair distribution of resources, and allow citizens to see clearly what development funds are being used for in their area. This could be a brilliant idea, don't you think?
It is a very brilliant idea.
But wait, so they've already started campaigning in the Ashanti region. What do you make of it? Don't you think it's too early for these people to... Have they fully recovered from the loss?
They said early to bed, early to rise. With what they are doing, it has its own advantage and disadvantage.
Right.
They are stats.
They know what they are doing.
Yes, they've started getting their supporters in place and all that. But as he said, when it comes to politics, you and I, there we ensure in politics will be, but the little we've known and we've heard, you are supposed to heal first. Your face is in the faces of people
every day.
Every day. Why? Since the election 2024, every day this, every day that. Which me cast a man who ye she. You are still talking. Even to get to a point where you are making sense, but because of how irritated we are, what the suggestion you are bringing up even irritate us. In fact, everything about you is irritating. But I think they know what they are doing best. We've seen Baumia, we've seen Kennedy doing their own thing, and I think
Champon and Duchum.
They should continue. Good luck to them.
Good luck to them.
This is for us.
All right. So moving on to the constituency-based model he mentioned.
Okay, so the constituency-based model.
Yeah, budgeting
I think
model.
it's a good call because development would be direct for the people, and I think it's a commendable one coming from our former VIP, Dr. Baumia, and our former 2024 flag bearer. It's a good one. Because when it comes to developmental projects, it's mainly based Accra
constituency.
Accra. Yes, constituency. And when we talk about the money, as a constituency, before you even get that particular money, it will be very difficult for you to get that money. So if it is included in the budget reading, we know that when we are reading the budget, every constituency is given this sum of money, is given this, is given that. So when it's given to you, we know that at the end of the day, all you need is transparency and also monitoring. So I think it's a great one and it's a good call from Baumia.
Yeah, that's a good one from Dr. Baumia, suggesting that, developmental projects start from the grassroots, from the lower to the national level. So if this is coming in place, but don't you think some sort of like corruption is going to take place? How are they going to ensure that the money is shared fairly and some regions are not favored? Because maybe when you look at the NDC like this, the Volta region is their stronghold, and I think the northern region is equally their stronghold. How is it going to be that transparent for them to make sure that some regions are not favored over the other? Because every constituency and the kind of projects they want to build there, some constituency may not even agree that you given this person that large amount of money. Maybe that particular constituency, they lack a hospital, and maybe your constituency, you lack school. Do you think there's going to be some sort of like conflict of interest here, there, or even a sort of corruption that they think they are favoring this constituency over the other?
There shouldn't be an issue because the money to be. I don't know how Baumia wants to do this, unless he gives us a more greater insight into it. But what I can say is, according to what he's saying and per what we've read, I think allocation of the money should be fair and equal. If you are giving this constituency 50,000, you need to make sure that it's cut across, devoid of what you want to use the money for. As he said, a constituency knows what they need. So when that money is being given to you, it's up to you to utilize that money well. And I said in my earlier submission that the only thing we need here is monitoring.
Exactly.
Stricter monitoring.
How the money is going to be used.
Some people can use this money for their own personal gain. But when it is being monitored, I think at the end of the day, you need to be accountable for it. You need to give us a breakdown of what you use the money for. This part of the money went to the construction of roads. This part of the money went to building of schools, building of hospitals, blah 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 blah. Making sure that you they have internet, they have water, they have this, they have that. So I think it's all about monitoring, stricter monitoring and evaluation, and also being transparent and accountable. Yeah. So I think I said there shouldn't be a problem that one person is saying that this money was allocated to this money. It should just be, the money should be equal. If it's 100,000 are given to each constituency, it should be. And I think it shouldn't be a problem saying that this this region is NDC is NDC dominated or is MPP dominated. When it comes to the government is the government.
The government
and the
is
government shouldn't have sides. If you have sides, it should be your personal interest. But when it comes to the Ministry of Finance will be the one to make sure that money is being allocated. The Ministry of Finance operates independently, and the Ministry of Finance was not selected by MPP or NDC. Excuse me, was not selected by NDC or NPP. So this partisan shouldn't be a problem here.
Partisan shouldn't be a problem here. But do you remember that these people, when they were in power, they mentioned that one district, one factory, one constituency, $1 million. Where did that end as? But do you see it to be the same?
Nope.
So those monies.
I think with the one district, one factory, it was a good thing.
Not even the one district, one factory something, but one constituency, the $1 million.
$1 million.
So that money that they were allocating to these constituencies, what were they expecting those constituencies to use the money for?
But have any constituency received them?
Oh no, I don't know. Maybe your constituency received them. My constituency
didn't receive any money.
Didn't receive any money
because the look of our road is very bad.
It's very bad. And even the traffic lights need to be fixed. That traffic light has been there for quite some time right now, and it's making it very difficult for pedestrians to cross. And that area is also prone to school kids, schools, and all of that.
True.
So the traffic lights there is very, 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 very important that I think they need to pay attention to. But would you blame that to the assemblyman?
Yeah.
The assemblyman.
It's all, as you said earlier, everything starts with a chain of power.
Chain of power.
And
so
from assemblyman to MP, from MP to parliament, from parliament to whoever is supposed to take it from there. So sometimes assemblymen, they are also negligent because they know that I do like me, they do not attend to it because they don't really take them into consideration like that. I thought the assemblyman, maybe if the assemblyman is not being paid well, if the assemblyman is not having any other side job, how do you expect the assemblyman to feed himself to make sure that development goes on in that community? So from assemblyman, whatever problem we have, you as the assemblyman is the right person to make sure that you take it from there, you present it to the MP in charge. Then the MP is the one representing everyone in that constituency. Then they present it before Parliament, and Parliament takes it from there. But some people are just not, should I say, active when it comes to these things. Some people are just there. The title now, assemblyman.
Perhaps it could just be the title that they are probably in need of, but doing the work becomes a problem.
It's not the title we need. We need development to go on. And
that's very true.
Do that.
Very, very true. So they need to do that. And I think this is where we bring a close to the news headline review. We'll be coming back shortly right after Today in History with Miss Regina Bless.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it's just a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko nikosi alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bliss.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Bringing you today in history and some observances. Live on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, I answer to the name Regina Bliss. 1974, Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia was deposed by a military coup. The coup was led by the DEC, a Marxist-Leninist military junta, and is known as the 1974 Ethiopian coup d'etat. He was assassinated by the DEC the following year. Death of Stephen Bow, a black student leader in South Africa. The anti-apartheid activist and leader of the Black Consensus movement in South Africa died from injuries sustained while in police custody. The South African police claimed that Steve Biko had gone on hunger strike and had starved himself to death. His death resulted in widespread global outcry against South Africa's racist apartheid regime. 1992, astronaut Maud Jamieson, the first African-American woman to fly in space. When she served as a mission specialist aboard the Space Shuttle Endeavour on the STS-47 mission, she was a trained physician and engineer who also served in the Peace Corps before being selected by NASA for the Astronaut Corps. General Kenan Evren carried out a bloodless coup in their homeland. The senior commander of the army, led by General Kenan Evren, carried out a bloodless coup. This coup, the third army intervention in 20 years, was generally supported by the public. The leading politicians were arrested, and parliaments, political parties, and trade unions were dissolved. A 5-member National Security Council took control, suspending the constitution and implementing a provisional constitution that gave almost unlimited power to military commanders. Martial law, which had been established in the number of provinces in 1979, was extended throughout Turkey, and a major security operation was launched to eradicate terrorism. There followed armed clashes, thousands of arrests, imprisonment, torture, and executions. But political violence by opponents of government was greatly reduced. The Soviet Union launched Luna 2, the first space probe to hit the moon. The Soviet Union's Luna 2 became the first human-made object to reach the moon when it impacted the lunar surface on September 13th or 14th, 1959, depending on time zone, marking a major achievement in the early space race. The probe did not soft land but rather crash landed, carrying small Soviet pennants to serve as propaganda and a declaration of Soviet technological prowess. To some observers, National Video Games Day. It is a day to celebrate the cultural and industrial impact of video games, often tied to events like the release of the first home console or Pong. You can celebrate by playing games, visiting an arcade, hosting a tournament, or donating to a gaming-related charity. National Day of Encouragement. It is a day to uplift and encourage people to make a positive impact in their lives. Provide reassurance and inspiration to the people around you. Give a high five to someone for a job well done. Take notice when a friend is getting close to a hard-earned goal, encouraging them to keep going. Send a card or give a call or text to a family member who may be struggling. Lastly, National Just One Human Family Day. It's an observance that encourages people to see the human race as a single, interconnected family, sharing one planet and one common home. The day serves as a reminder of shared responsibilities, promoting compassion, understanding, and unity across different cultures, beliefs, and backgrounds. It calls for acts of kindness and empathy to build bridges of understanding and foster a more inclusive and supportive world for all. And that's all for today on Today in History and some observances live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for Today in History and some observances of the day. And today you mentioned that today is World Encouragement Day, right? So you should encourage somebody. Give a high five to somebody for doing a good job. And I think that's one thing that we lack. Yeah. But other than encouraging the person for, doing well, you did well, but maybe next time you can do it this way. We don't do it. That's not something that we are known for. We don't do it that way. But rather you lambast the person for the wrongdoing. They make the person feel less of themselves, or they feel as if the work they did is not appreciated and unrecognized. And I think that's such a it's a bad behavior that we need to work on as individuals.
Especially
and even
Africans.
And even at our workplaces. And one year, meanwhile, look at the greater part of what the person has done. Oh, you did this, you did it well, but next time do it this way. Yeah, it's very bad. Me, if you do that, I'll just be standing there looking at you. That is me. Oh, and it's very bad, and especially at our workplaces, it's very bad. I think that is something that really disturbs the mental health of the workers. It's very bad.
When was Suicide Awareness Day? I think on Wednesday. Yeah, and according to CEO for Ghana
Acting
Mental
CEO,
Authority, yes, Mr. Dodoi.
Yes.
He made mention of
corporate mental health something.
No. EP. Oh, something. Employee assistance program.
Yeah, employee assistance program.
Most organizations don't have that. You need to make sure that your workers have their mental health as sound. You need to organize such programs for them. Even if it's a little seminar, we have mental health authorities who come in to talk to us, blah blah blah, and all that. Because see, honestly, some working environments are very toxic.
Very toxic.
They are very toxic. When you are coming to work, I don't know for you, but most of us spend a greater part of our lives at work.
You don't know for me. I am here with you.
See, like you get it.
I am here with you.
In fact, everyone, let's generalize.
Yeah, let's
everyone
generalize
spend
it.
almost half of their lives at their workspace.
At their workspace.
So the outcome of your workspace determines the kind of person you would be. If your workspace is toxic, just imagine the kind of hate you would have in you. Even when you are coming to work early in the morning, you feel sadness because what are you even coming to do? There's no joy in you.
Exactly.
So I really understand that part because I've been through that myself. It's get to a point where even when you wake up in the morning, you are not happy. You are very sad.
You just don't feel like coming to work.
Exactly, just coming to work because you know that the work you are coming to do, you are not even first off, you are not being appreciated. You are being looked down upon and all the toxic traits. So, as our acting CEO said, Dodoi, he's the acting CEO for Ghana Mental Authority.
Ghana Mental Health Authority.
Ghana Mental Health Authority.
Yeah.
Employee Assistance Program. He said it is a must. It is a law. And every institution needs that in their sector. And as individuals and as workers, we are the right people to ask for these programs. If it is not being worked upon, we have the right to sue them. And we will sue them.
Yeah. I think I've made a statement here before that during one of my lectures, with at school, a lecturer made mention that you can increase the salary of your worker. They will be excited. But they will never be satisfied. But the only thing that they will be satisfied is the working environment.
Exactly.
If the working environment is good and even the pay is not even coming, they'll feel excited to come because they feel at peace there.
Yeah.
They feel happy there. They feel they are seen. They feel they are heard. They feel they are appreciated. But just imagine the money is coming. And then the work, people will even be like, oh, for the sake of my mental health and my peace of mind, in as much as the money is good, my happiness is at stake. So you just let go of the job and go somewhere else.
I think with what you are saying, I do agree with you. Okay. And I've had a similar experience. Way back when I wasn't working, I was still a student. My siblings, they were having high paid jobs, but it got to a point they stopped. And I was like, why have you stopped this job? And I was like, they were like, that place is not good for me, it's not safe. And I was like, how much are you taking? 2,000, 3,000. And I was like, hey, we did 2,000, 3,000 away, die. I didn't know that mental health was real.
It was real.
Until you experience it yourself. And with what you are saying is true. It's not all about the money.
It's not all about the money.
The money that's important, you increase it. When you increase it and the working space is good, you enjoy. But sometimes the money is not good. The working space is also toxic. How do you expect people to be productive? How do you expect people to bring new ideas on board? It's not done. Yeah.
And I feel people actually manage those places because, you know, it's difficult to get jobs elsewhere. So you just have to manage putting your mental health at stake, which is so bad. So please, workers.
But you know, one of the toxic environments is the corporate space.
Very.
Corporate space is very toxic.
It's very toxic. That's why they say don't have friends in the office. They will take you away right now. They will take you away right now. All right, so back to the news then. Miss Reggie, you're tired?
Yeah, man, is that?
So this is literally about the media engagement President John Dramani Mahama had with the press. It was more or less like a press conference with the media houses and then journalists and so on and so forth. So Professor Sankanu, Is it Sikanku? Okay. Professor Sikanku applauds Mahama's media engagement, calls it a pillar of democratic governance. I feel so shy and ashamed because that's my lecture.
Oh.
Renowned communications scholar and media analyst, Professor Godwin Eche, has commended President John Dramani Mahama for his consistent and strategic use of presidential press conferences, describing them as a totem feature of his political career and a vital instrument for democratic accountability in Ghana. In a post on social media on Thursday, September 11th, he praised President Mahama for his fluency in media engagement, noting that his gifts of gab, media savvy, and tempered experience have made his press conferences a model for political communication in Ghana's Fourth Republic. He wrote, President Mahama needs to be commended for his contribution to the institutionalization of the press conference as an effective tool for political communication in Ghana's modern democracy. He emphasized the importance of presidency as a national institution that profoundly shaped lives, societies, and history, arguing that citizens deserve regular, transparent updates on decisions made at the highest level of government. The presidency is such a vital institution that profoundly affects our lives in such fundamental ways. It is extremely important to be well informed about what takes place there, the decisions that are being made, and how the course of the nation's destiny is being shaped, he stated. Professor Eche, who has conducted extensive research on presidential communication, recalled a study he co-authored with Dr. Kweku Botre in 2016, the first social scientific analyst of a presidential press conference in Ghana conducted under the Mahama administration. A follow-up study was carried out in 2017 under President Akufo-Addo's tenure. The research examined the discursive structure of the press conferences, the relevance and depth of questions posed by journalists, and the responsiveness of presidency. According to Professor Eche, such engagements are not merely ceremonial, but serve as substantive mechanisms for governance and public accountability. Did we see any of this in the previous administration?
No.
In the whole 8 years?
We didn't.
Are you sure?
Rather, the press were suppressed. You not tell me Bass, my nigga.
Bass is Bass.
Oh, but yeah, honestly, we didn't really see much of press engagement. I think during the past administration, the press couldn't even engage with some of stakeholders, some of institutions. I think Ghana Police Service was one of them. We were not able to engage with them. But I think when this administration came, if I'm not mistaken, they took that ban off it. So we were able to interact with the Ghana Police Service. And during the past administration, who are you to go and talk? Who are you to talk? Who are you to talk? I think it's a great call and it's a good one from our president for even engaging with the media. See, it will be very difficult for a leader to wake up one day and be like, oh, let me engage with my people. Because the kind of questions these people will ask you, whether you like it or not, you need to answer it. And I think that was the main reason why this was one of the main reasons why the past administration were not engaging the press, because they made a lot of promises which were not fulfilled. They said a whole lot of things which they were not able to adhere to. So now you engaging in media press, what are they coming to answer? The questions you ask, what would they answer? When I saw this media engagement, I was like, wow. And I watched it, but unfortunately I slept off. Because as I won't bond them. I slept off.
But sorry, you can go ahead. But how do you what was your review of the whole media encounter something with the press?
Oh, I think it's a good one.
It's a good
As
one.
he said, it's a step to. In fact, it's not a step to. We are practicing our democracy because for a president to be like, oh, I want to engage or interact with the media, the questions you have on your mind, come and ask me. Wow, it's a good one. See, I feel like most of the questions were even a disadvantage to President Mahama, because there are some of the things that he's not able to do, like Galamsey like this. He's still fighting it. You wouldn't even like to be questioned on it, because you are not able to do it, or you are still fighting it. You wouldn't like to be questioned on it. So I think it's a great one for him, and he has shown that he's really a leader. He's not a boss. He is really a leader.
That's how it's supposed to be. That's democracy.
And mind you, some people don't know the difference between leader and boss. A boss is one who dictates for you.
Authoritative.
Yeah.
Authoritative or autocratic.
A leader is open.
And that's how it's supposed to be, right? That's how it's supposed to be. Ni nature, ni say still. Our democracy is still is on the line.
And even with the Chief Justice issue, they asked. He
answered. Look at that. So that should tell you that. Anyway, let me not judge them. That should tell you that the government is still open, transparent, and they are ready to take responsibility of whatever action they take.
Yeah.
Any last words before I leave you? My guests are in.
All right, you're attacking me.
No, I'm not sacking you.
That's good. It's good to sack me.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, so my last words should be general.
Yeah.
Okay, so my last was not in relation to work, but today is a Friday, and we know that most people have the perception that when it comes to Friday, you don't need to advise me or you don't need to advise us, but the little we can say or we want to say is we need to be careful out there. Now, the world is a dangerous place to be. I saw a video where I think a Ukraine citizen stabbed someone in the neck. It was a video that was brought out, and I think President Donald Trump has even talked about it, that such person needs to be sentenced to death straight. This is not a time to go to court. Oh, the video is by you. Oh, kill the person.
How do you
just
watch?
Like that? How do I watch? So you need to be careful of your environment. If you know that environment you are is not a safe space, please kindly find somewhere else and be. And also, right here in Ghana, the issue of kidnapping is becoming very rampant. I wouldn't mention anyone's name, but the issue of stealing, armed robbery, and kidnapping, for example, is very rampant. Sometimes you even need to check in the car first before you even throw it. But because we are in a hurry.
Friday. It's Friday. Allow her to flow. Before you throw it, you understand?
I've been speaking English from 7, sir. English is finished.
Today is Friday, on the English, a quick break. It's a Monday.
You bab.
It's just a Monday, so it's allowed.
So that's the little I can say.
That's the little you
and
can
if
say.
you are drinking your alcohol, please be careful. Drink little. Someone can drag you and you die.
So be responsible out there. It's a weekend. Enjoy responsibly and reasonably. That is what I can say. All right, so we'll be going for a quick commercial break, and then once we are back, we'll dive into the main discussion for this morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Hello Ghana, hello worldwide, I'm Musi Level Bam. Now listen, every Tuesday and Friday, beyond the time it's going to carry Braille, our Ghana Talks Radio, 7 p.m. sharp. Now Tuesday, we're going to talk about our culture, our history. My 20 things set about Kwasem. Now on the Friday, you bars on bars. You better rap, you better say no artists go join me in the studio. We're going to discuss about music and business. Or you singer and now you rapper, you think say you get bars, you go fit spit fire. Now listen, make you join me with studios. Our Ghana Talks Radio and yes say then our day. Me say download the Ghana Talks Radio app no our Play Store and the App Store. No tune in and say this what you see baba live on Facebook, Cointakra, any Ghana Talks Radio page and so now listen. Ebe your fire. 1 year, Konya, Wading, Jajai.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Good morning once again, lovely listeners of Ghana Talks Radio. This is the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. And as usual, I'm sitting in for Mari today for the main discussions of the show. And you know, as usual, for the main discussion, we come up with knowledgeable guests who are going to share their opinion and perspective on national issues that matter to you every morning right here on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. And this morning, we are fortunate and we are elated enough to have Mr. Bismarck in our midst and Mr. Godwin, who will be joining us shortly. And Uncle Bismarck, I nearly said Auntie Bismarck. Forgive me. Hey, Mr. BK.
You didn't get things right, so it's normal.
It's normal. You know, my kid brother is Bismarck, and I call him BK. So that's, hope you don't mind if I call you BK. Yeah, just for today. Just for today. How are you doing?
I'm better. At least I'm better. So.
Yeah, better.
Oh yeah, at least God has been able to guide us. As far as you're able to see the next day, I think you have to appreciate God. So I'm okay.
If you say you are better, it's not really encouraging.
Better than before. So
better than before. I see. Better than before.
Sure.
Mr. Godwin.
Yeah,
good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. It's been a while we had you here.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Both of you. Yeah, it's
yeah.
yeah.
You know, being a communication member for a good party, maybe easy.
Easy.
You always be going up and down.
I
See.
see.
TV stations and then meetings upon meetings. And, you know, as young politicians like us, you have to do a lot now so that you can be recognized. You get it, yeah. So we are good.
It's all part of the job.
Sure.
You're welcome to the GhanaTalks for sure.
Thank you.
Yes, so before we dive into our major discussion for today, on Wednesday we saw President John Dramani Mahama had a media encounter with journalists and some personalities from the media houses. What do you make of that?
Yeah, good morning to you, and then good morning to those listening to us, and then those watching us also. Let me use this opportunity or your platform to say a very big good morning to the President John Dramani Mahama, and the Vice President, Professor Jenano Pokwajima. And then a greetings to my constituency, Trobo constituency, all members in the constituency. I say a very big good morning. And also to my senior man, Kojo Harrison Abba, who is the head of communications for NADMO. And then our Honorable Akogan, I really appreciate his efforts for the party. Yeah, and so let me say a big good morning to you people again. Now, President Mahama demonstrated that he was a president of tolerance, and then he was a president who always opened his doors and invite people to come in, irrespective of, which political party you're affiliated to. And so it is part of what we call good governance, that as time goes on, as a leader, you are supposed to make sure that you interact with your followers, or you interact with those you are working for. And so that is exactly what President Mahama did. President Mahama said, I want to talk to the people of Ghanaians. And of course, the whole of the population in Ghana here can't go to the Jubilee House. And so representatives from media stations were parts of this whole discourse or this whole conversation. Then you listen to a statement President Mahama put out there in terms of education, in terms of how he's dealing with Galamsey, in terms of conflict and peace and security in the country. It makes me feel good that we've had this kind of president. You listen to the questions journalists put in front of President John Dramani Mahama, and the way and manner, he addressed those questions, you realize that he knows exactly what is going on. He knows exactly what he is doing. And the whole of Ghana, the population of Ghana, has applauded President John Dramani Mahama so far with what he is doing for the country and then the citizen as well. So if you ask me, so far so good. President Mahama is working, and let's hope that he'll keep on working to better the lives of Ghanaians.
To better the life of Ghanaians. Well said. Mr. Bismarck.
My dear sister.
President John Dramani Mahama had a media engagement with the press. What's your overview of the engagement?
Okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity given. Through your medium, let me extend my greetings to all members of the New Patriotic Party, then to my senior brother, Teacher Kwame Destiny, and then his wife, Madam Janet Boafo, and to my very good friend, Nana Jambedu. I am very grateful for how kind he has been to me, and to my brother-in-law, Article. I think this is a very good person that I have to praise him, and then my own friend Swaga too. I think they are good people. I have to appreciate them. Then to the entire people of Amenfi Central, to the entire people of Hinyawa community, Bekwai and Nkaka, I greet you all. Concerning our president's engagement with the people of Ghana or with the media. To me, I think if I am to rate the president from 1 to 10, I'll give him maybe 1.
Why?
The 1 is just because he was there to represent, or he was there to talk to the people. Just that and nothing else. First of all, you were going to meet people. They came out with a message that the meeting with the media is going to be strictly by accreditation. And what they used that opportunity to do was that they had a way to, give accreditations to few people that they expect them to come. So if you realize, a lot of media personalities in our country who wanted to be there couldn't get the opportunity.
Who are these? Some of these?
As I say, radio rep wanted to be there, they couldn't get the opportunity to go. You get it? So meaning they had a way to, get people who are not going to put much pressure on them or ask them questions that they don't want to hear. That's what they did. Apart from that, looking at how the president responded to some questions from the media personalities, I think it was a clear demonstration that he's not, competent enough to deal with the issues we have in our country.
Do you mind pointing out?
Let me point out some of the questions, the relevant questions they asked.
His response.
Somebody asked the president of our country, that Mr. President, is it not time for us to declare a state of emergency, looking at the rate at which Galamsey has escalated in our country? He said, no, it is not time yet. We are not there yet. We don't have to declare a state of emergency because we have all other means to arrest those people who are into Galamsey, and therefore there will be no need for us to declare a state of emergency. But don't forget, this is the same person who, when it was left with 2 or 3 weeks to election in 2024, supported people like Honorable Sam George, Okujeto Abrakwa, Sami Jemfi and co. to put much pressure on the then president and Adodanko Akufo-Addo to declare state of emergency in our country, using the UTAG as a mean. This is the same person now telling us that it is not necessary for us to declare state of emergency. Don't forget, somebody asked him that, Mr. President, the gold board, when they are buying the gold, how do they differentiate between the gold from the mining companies and the gold from the Galamsey people? The only answer the president was able to give out was that it is our own land. And if we are going to, escalate, or if we are going to excavate the gold out of the land, it is good. We don't have to let foreigners come and take it. You are deviating from the question totally. Because they're asking you, how are you able to differentiate? You are not being able to give us any, meaningful message.
But I think with that, I heard he said that he admitted that they are buying some of the gold from the Galamseyers. He mentioned that.
So, first of all, you see, you are also supporting for everyone to know how incompetent the president is. Because if you are telling me you are buying some of the gold from the Galamsey people, then clearly it means that the Galamsey you have been preaching about, using it as a mean to campaign against a former president, you are also in a way supporting them, trying to promote it, to keep going on. Because the moment you are buying from them, don't forget those people bringing the gold, their gold is part of the praises that the gold board has been given, that they are getting a lot of money to bring into our system to boost the economy. So we are indirectly promoting the same work. Do you get it? So clearly, the president demonstrated to the entire country that he is not ready. They don't have the mean. They are only good when they are in opposition. They just know how to, make unnecessary noise just to criticize people, just to, dwindle the image and credibility of other political leaders. But when it comes to solving issues, they are never ready and do not have the mean. So me, definitely, I have rated the president 1 out of 10.
So if you are rating him out of 10, that means that, in your opinion, you think it was even not necessary for him to hold the media engagement?
Holding the media engagement was necessary because under normal circumstance, it helps you to know, one, the problems from the people in our country, the challenges we are going through. The media personalities are going to ask you several meaningful questions for you to also be aware of the tangent we are going, or some of the issues that we are not aware of. Because I always say, as a president, you can never be aware of every single thing that goes on in our country. You get it? So holding the media engagement was a mean to, give the president the opportunity to know the problems we are having in our country. But for the president to be there and not be able to answer correctly and directly the questions from the media personalities, then I think it was wrong. So I am just giving him one because he went there to, make it as if, yes, I have come.
But how do you know that the answers he gave to those questions were right or wrong? Are you there?
Oh, but whoever went there, some of the questions, it was broadcasted.
No, and I believe you also listened on TV, and you are saying that some of the answers he gave to the questions were wrong. And I'm asking, how do you know they are wrong or correct?
Okay.
Because I believe you don't work in the ministry there.
Sure. So let me ask you this simple question.
Okay.
Right now, assuming you are the president, okay, then I ask you, how do you differentiate between gold from the Galamsey people and gold from the mining sector? How do you differentiate? What are you going to tell me?
I don't work there, so I'm not supposed to know.
That's why I am
he's
saying
a better
assuming,
person.
Assuming you are the president. Okay, so now, so you being the president, definitely you engage with the gold board. You know the processes, how they are doing their things.
And you think he didn't give an answer for that?
No, but for you to tell me that you can go and play the video, just go and play the video. The president said the gold is our own land, so it is better for us to get the gold ourselves than to let foreigners come and take it. No, the person is asking you, how are you able to differentiate? You get it? So clearly, you are not getting the question wrong. What do you call it? Sorry, you are not getting the question right, or you are not giving the right or the meaningful answer that we are expecting from you.
But was this something we saw under the NPP administration, such as this, a press conference with the media? Was it something we saw?
Generally, a mean to communicate with the people in our country is not always through the media.
So what is it true?
Sometimes we have media personalities like you here. Whatever goes on, they listen. Sometimes we have news that comes out, they listen. So it is not always about engaging with the media. Okay, and don't forget, before we went for the 2024 election, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, who was the vice president then, had a media engagement with the media personalities in our country, if you do remember, where people asked him several questions. He answered every single question right, exactly as they were expecting from him. Okay, so this is not the first time something like this has actually happened. It is not the first time.
When you say that it's not always the media that the president actually communicates with the people, me sitting right here, I'm using the media as a channel to communicate to you. So it's still the media. So, and I believe that for you to get the attention of people is the media, and the media reaches a wide and a vast audience. So the only means and ways that the presidents can talk to us as Ghanaians is through the media. So if you say that that's not the only way that the presidents can talk to us, with that I don't agree with you.
Now let me clarify something to you for you to get the understanding. I am letting you know that the media is not the only mean to let the president know the problems we are going through, or let the people in our country direct their questions, their answers to the president for him to address it.
So
now listen, let me answer your question.
Okay.
Now we have the Parliament House. Okay, we have representatives from every single constituency in our country. These are people who goes there with the problems in their constituency to inform. And the president every single day listens to what goes on there.
Do you think the president listens every day?
But we have the reps. Don't you know we have what do you call it? Ministers for government businesses in Parliament. We do have them. So they always give the information that goes on to them. It doesn't mean that.
So which one is easier and quicker? With what he did and what you are suggesting, which one is easier
and quicker you are talking about? The media can be a mean. Okay, the Parliament is also a mean. But the thing I am saying is that it is not the only mean That is the statement I made. It is not the only. Do you get it? Because you can communicate to the people through parliament, a lot of means. You can go to the people personally to engage with them. You can go on tours.
A one-on-one conversation with the people?
Yes. Don't you know, don't we have presidents in our country who have been going on
I know.
Thank you tours to constituencies, regions, and other to engage with the people. Some of them get the opportunity to tell the president that this is what we are going through, this